Hey everybody, it's Greg from Park Journey. Hope you're all doing well. Big day today, our big day yesterday, really. We got a tour of Super Nintendo World at Universal Studios Hollywood. It was amazing. So in this video, I'm just going to basically kind of go through what we saw, share some quick video clips and pictures that we were allowed to take. We were a little bit restricted on what we could take pictures of, but we still got a lot to show you. So we're gonna just basically get right on into it. No use in dilly-dallying around. But before I do, make sure you click below to subscribe to our channel. As always, it is greatly appreciated. So, as I said, yesterday we got a tour of Super Nintendo World at Universal Studios Hollywood. It's amazing. But before I get into it, I just want to, first of all, send a huge thank you to Universal Studios Hollywood PR for extending the invite to us. It is never, ever lost on us how privileged we are to be able to be included in such things. Almost 10 years into this thing, and it still completely blows our mind that we are included in these types of things. So huge shout out to Universal Studios Hollywood's PR department for including us, because it's just awesome. So thank you. So we did get a tour yesterday with John Corfino, probably the perfect person to give this tour. He knows so much about Universal Creative. He's been involved with so many projects through his career, and obviously has been intimately involved in Super Nintendo World. Obviously, he doesn't do it alone. He has a huge team, and he more than once yesterday gave shout outs to his creative team, and just the builders and everything. And you can see that this entire thing was kind of a labor of love. So as I said, I'm just going to kind of go through our tour a little bit. I'll kind of intersperse, obviously you don't want to see me, so I'm going to intersperse video and pictures as I'm talking about different things in here, because it's going to be huge. I think the hype was pretty big for Wizarding World. I honestly think that this is going to exceed that hype, if I'm being completely honest. And I wouldn't be surprised to see expansions happening very quickly. So our tour was at 4 o'clock yesterday, so we had a little bit of magic hour lighting, so to speak, on our tour, which was great. We got some great videos. So obviously the first thing is we met out in front of the warp pipe, and just instantly I will say that the music just waiting out there just hit me. So think of it as like it's your menu on your video game. You're waiting to push play, right? And you have the music going in the background of here's what's coming. Here's where once you push start, you're going into that warp pipe, that warp tunnel. That is the kind of the feeling that you get at while you're waiting. While you're at the entrance there of Super Nintendo World. I will say, I hope they kind of tone down the Transformers music a little bit right there, because you can still hear it, even with the wall there that is there right now. So hopefully they kind of tone that down a little bit, because it will kind of mess with that immersion, that game menu kind of music that's playing there. But absolutely perfect. And then of course you go into the warp pipe, you hear that sound, that iconic sound, you're going in the warp pipe, and then the lights just going through, and then you end up in Peach's Castle. So basically very similar to Osaka. So you have the kind of the lobby or whatever of Peach's Castle there. The effects weren't working yet, so obviously we'll get to go back and experience all of that working. And then you have that big reveal, the curtains part, or so to speak, and you're in Super Nintendo World. Now my first impressions are that it's bigger than it looks. Obviously we've been covering the coverage, we've been covering the construction of it for years, pre-pandemic, obviously, 2020 was kind of a wash, and then, it picked up once the parks reopened. According to John, they never stopped. So it might have looked like construction kind of halted there in 2020. It didn't. They were just doing stuff inside. So John was very clear about that construction never actually did stop, even though it kind of looked that way on the outside. It never did, which is great. And you can see the care and the love that they put into this. There's so many details. So anyway, so you walk in, and you see, everything. You see, Bowser's Castle, and you see, the mountains, and there's so much interactivity, so much movement in this land. It reminded me, my thought was, this is Tomorrowland in the 1980s. You have all of this movement everywhere. So even though if you're not in the queue for Mario Kart, or you're not eating, or you're not playing any of the games, or whatever, there's so much to look at. There's so much movement in this land. It's refreshing. I'll be honest with you. There's been so many kind of stagnant lands, in the past, decade or so. And this is not that at all. It is amazingly interactive, amazingly kinetic, which is what Nintendo is, right? It's multi, sensory. It's the sounds, and it's the sights, and it's the movement and hand-eye coordination, and all of it. It's all there. So then they took us around to some of the the interactivity stuff. You have your power band, so to speak, and then you go and you have you can hit the question mark cubes. There's so many hidden things that you probably wouldn't even think of. So my advice is, when you're in the land, not hit everything, but like interact with everything. There's some of them have like little emblems, and you can do that. And obviously we'll showing here you can see that. And then they walked us around to some of the interactivity stuff. We got to play one of the games, and there's just multiple. We didn't get to see it all, which I'm kind of glad on. I kind of want to go back and see everything, obviously. So, but we got a really nice taste of everything there. And it just you've got your little benches, they're toadstools. Just the amount of detail is pretty impressive all the way around. So yeah, it's just it blew me away, to be honest with you. And I mean, I had pretty high expectations already, and like I said, we didn't see everything, and still it blew me away. We did get to walk through the queue of Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge. We did not get to experience the attraction. Apparently has not been signed off on for non-employees at this point, which is fine. But we got to walk through the queue. Queue is impressive. I'm sure that there's sounds and stuff in there that we weren't experiencing, and things like that at the time, which it still was pretty impressive even without all of that. Just Bowser's Library, and just there are so many Easter eggs in this queue, more than Forbidden Journey. I'm just gonna say there's so many little touches, little Easter eggs. Wait in the line. I mean, I'm just going to say it. Yes, you want to have Express. Yes, you want to have VIP. And yes, there was a question that came up yesterday on our Twitter the other day that will a VIP experience be a part of this? And it will. There is a VIP experience line for Mario Kart. So yes, the answer to the question is yes. And here's a picture of that sign. But yeah, just so many just little details that fans of Nintendo are going to just be amazed at. I was amazed. And just, Bowser's Library, just the books, just, here's some of them here. The books are just, comical and just nostalgic, and just really, really well done. And then, you've got some characters in the queue, the bob-ombs, and other things, the Bowser statue, in the queue. And then of course you've got, as you get closer to the attraction itself, you've got the Mario Kart outfits for the 5. You got Mario and Luigi, Princess Peach, Yoshi, and Toad. The outfits there are just they look great, and just even here, just this little Easter egg touches, in each of the little lockers for each of the characters. Just Really amazing. And then obviously, as you know, the attraction is, AR, has AR visor, AR capabilities. So obviously I can't speak too much to that right now, but John did, kind of explain a little bit about the attraction. It's one of those ones where you're definitely, going to have to ride it multiple times to kind of, learn how to do it. He said that there's, they brought gamers in, and, within 3 rides, they were like experts. And then, you have obviously, varying levels of success depending on your level of expertise. So it's definitely going to be something that is rewritable. It is not a passive attraction at all, which is great. So cannot wait to be able to experience this, hopefully in the next few weeks. Obviously, pass holder previews begin, or the registration begins on Monday again. So hopefully we'll be able to get in for that. There's been rumors of soft openings or technical rehearsals starting as early as next week. So stay tuned. I don't know what day it would be. Off the top of my head, they still have some things to get done. So it depends on how much they're having to be able to do this weekend. So there's still some little touches that need to get done, in the land itself. And then we also got to go into Toadstool Cafe. We didn't get to eat, but we got to kind of see the inside of it. It's bigger than you would have thought. Looks absolutely fantastic. Again, just Easter eggs everywhere. The food menus look great. The food, obviously, that they're going to have. I'm very much looking forward to trying all of that out. And then we got to go into the 1-Up factory as well. The merchandise that's in here is pretty much the same that you'll see, in the other Super Nintendo stores throughout the park. The upper lot, the lower lot, and the store in City Walk. I didn't really see anything that was exclusive. I hope that there are some things that are, you have to go into the land to get, certain things. It would be really nice to have some kind of land exclusive merchandise, but we'll see. The store was not open for purchasing, obviously just for, the tours and, getting pictures of the merchandise, but we were able to take some pictures of the store itself. So here you see all of that. And then, again, we got to walk, around the entire land again, once John left us, and just kind of soak some more stuff in. There's multiple levels, in the land itself as well. You have the little peak, things where they have the AR, and you can kind of, go around and look at the binoculars. They weren't on, so we didn't get to try those out. But again, just, being able to kind of see the land from, the ground level and then above, and all the different things was pretty fantastic, and I'm glad that the way they actually did it. So that was our tour, and again, hopefully enjoyed all the pictures and everything that were here. So thanks for watching again. Hope you enjoyed that. We will have a lot of Super Nintendo World coverage over the next month and a half. We've got pass holder previews, possibly technical rehearsal starting, this next week. Pass holder previews at the end of this month. I'm sure that there'll be some kind of media event at some point, and then obviously we have our opening in February. Hopefully we'll be there on opening day to bring all of that to you as well. So yeah, it's going to be a pretty Nintendo-y centric month and a half here at Park Journey. So thanks for watching again. Take care, and we will talk to you soon.